Half of Shanghai is enduring its first day of lockdown as the financial hub of 26 million residents struggles to curb a surge in COVID-19 infections. It is China's largest lockdown since the pandemic began over 2 years ago. Liu Minmin tells us more.
These are scenes not seen since the early days of the pandemic. It occurred after authorities suddenly announced a staggered lockdown late on Sunday, leaving nearly 6 million residents east of the Huangpu River just hours to prepare for a 4-day lockdown and mass testing. This river is now splitting the city in half. People on the east side under lockdown from 5 a.m. Monday morning, and people on the west side, myself included, under lockdown from April 1st. Shanghai really doesn't feel like the city it used to be. Take a look at the roads. Not a single car in sight as public transport and ride-hailing services are suspended during the lockdown. Across the city, residents continue to snap up groceries that are fast depleting.
基本上什么货都要缺一点，起码的要多一层，因为都没有，像抢不到的，抢也抢不到，抢不到，他们拉过来也拉不到。我们现在都不睡觉，我们在路上等，他们也是一样的，都去了也是弄不到。
The swift lockdown came after repeated assurances from officials that Shanghai will not enter a citywide lockdown. But that changed after Shanghai saw a record daily high of nearly 3,500 asymptomatic cases on Sunday, accounting for nearly 70% of the nationwide total, along with 50 symptomatic cases.
上海市政府的话，它一定有它的大局观，包括它有承担一些国家上的一些方向、政策上的一些要求嘛，所以我觉得作为市民应该相信政府。
Online, however, some have complained about the impact on residents, particularly the elderly, who may not know how to order supplies online. Moreover, many residential compounds no longer allow delivery workers to enter. Racks are now installed at the entrances for parcels to be deposited. Delivery workers say they are seeing a 50% increase in demand, many working 14-hour days in the lead up to the lockdown, as residents stockpile orders of food and medicine.
我们住的要重新找住的地方，不知道住到哪里，不知道住到哪里。
就是说不能住在家里。
对，不能住在家里。
那你们要怎么住呢？
住宾馆啊，几个人开一间房间啊，或者怎么样。
哦 ，OK， 所以如果要继续工作，就要住宾馆。 To mitigate the impact on the national and global economy, authorities say companies and factories can still operate in a closed loop. But this means workers cannot leave their factories or office compounds for the entire duration of the lockdown.
I don't think there will be a significant impact on supply chain. Shanghai is, of course, at the center of the manufacturing industry of Yangtze River Delta. But most of the factories are in Shanghai suburbs. They are prioritized when it comes to COVID control. So a lot of the workers were in quarantine or the factory was protected early on. Right now, it's the residential household that are mostly under control. Not so much impact on production.
But as Shanghai struggles, some cities have made progress. The southern tech manufacturing hub Shenzhen, for instance, has announced that normal business activity is resuming as new cases have dropped. It had locked down earlier in the current outbreak. Liu Minmin, CNA, Shanghai.